here. Let's go over all the games happen on Monday night. Let's do monster line of the night first. It goes to Carmelo Anthony. 29 points. We know, career-wise, he's over 20 point scorer. We know he can do that. 6 threes, sure. But the 5 steals and 2 blocks. He has really reinvented himself since joining the Blazers. Getting the defensive stats. In fantasy, at least. For the season, before this game, he was averaging 0.8, 0.9. After this game, probably getting close to 1 steal and 0.9 blocks. That's really good. The narrative for Melo, for his haters, of course, is that he's a ball hog. He doesn't pass the ball. He doesn't play defense. He only cares about his own stats. I mean, some of it is a bit harsh, and some of it might be true. But ever since coming to the Blazers, he really embraced the role. Playing a lot of defense. So it's good to see him playing well and just playing in the NBA. Playing a key part of this Blazers team success, in my opinion. And the dot of the night goes to, it's what a surprise! It's PJ Washington. He went from monster line of the night to dot of the night. A block, 3 points, nothing else. He'll be better. You should still roster him. Don't drop him, or don't overreact. Right? Don't be the guy that after the huge game he had last game, go pick him up and then immediately drop him after one bad game. Just don't be that guy. He should be he should be better than this the next game. And let's get into the games. The first game is the Dallas Mavericks beating the Orlando Magic, which they should do. Guys like Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber, Josh Richardson, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Jalen Brunson, they are worth streaming. And this game, Maxi Kleber really went off. 3 steals and 2 blocks, and hit 3 threes. This is what he can do. He's a mini Brook Lopez, and if he can block those, if he can average like 1.2, 1.3 blocks, that's value, right? He's not a big block. He doesn't block that many shots like a Brook Lopez, but he's worth. He has value in category leagues especially. Porzingis had a pretty good game, 17 and 10, a steal and a block. He's been in and out of the lineup. He's been a headache to own, to say the least. But when he's playing, he should be a top 20, top 25 player. If he can move his block up to 2, he can even block 2.5 shots. So it's just, see, a lot of his value depends on how many blocks can he get. Josh Richardson, okay, getting 2 blocks. Don't want to roster this guy full time. Luka Doncic, again, bad from the free throw line. Good from the field, bad from the free throw line, and no defensive stats. This is why you don't draft Luka Doncic in top 5 in category leagues. And let's go down to the Orlando Magic side. Vucevic strong, 29 and 15. And the defense for him this year has been low because he spent all the energy on offense. He has to consistently take 25 shots a game. For the season, he's 12th ranked player, which he should be. And he's averaging 20 shots a game. That might be his career high, 20 shots a game. Evan Fournier is the second guy with everybody out. Had a pretty good game, 26 points, but nothing else. He's mainly a points and threes guy, which could be valuable in category leagues. Michael Carter Williams had one of his best games. With Cole Anthony out, you can stream him. 18, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. Good stuff from Michael Carter Williams. Dwayne Bacon and Alfred Aminu, I don't know why they're getting minutes. They're not really contributing in fantasy at all, so nobody. And Terrence Ross is the only other guy that's worth rostering on this team. 18 points. A lot of the times he really just forces his way to those 17, 18 points. Again, took 17 shots here, second most on the team. Hit 3 threes, 2 steals and a block. He's a guy that can give you defensive stats. That's why you roster him. He not only give you the points and threes, like a lot of other guys are. He can give you some defensive stats as well. So grab him in the short term. The volume is there. Let's go on to the next game. The Sixers losing to Indiana Pacers. Sixers, Joel Embiid. I thought he's gonna take some time off before the All-Star break, but he played. 24, 13, and 5 assists. No steal and a block. If he's healthy, he should be a top 3 guy, as we have seen this half of the season. I do expect there's going to be some kind of drop-off as we get to the end of the season. He must be tired. and he's gonna play in the All-Star game. If you own him, you'd rather him not playing in All-Star, just rest up or take a week off. But I think he's been the MVP so far this season. Jokic obviously putting up better numbers, more steals. Oh, sorry, more assists mainly. But Joel Embiid's team is much better. Danny Green only played 20 minutes because the game wasn't really close, a blowout. Sorry, I just skipped over Pacers, went straight to the 76ers. I'll talk about the Sixers and then go back to the Pacers. Danny Green, you can stream him for defensive stats. No worries. Everybody's minutes is pretty low on the Sixers because it's a blowout. Ben Simmons had a pretty good game, 2 steals, only 2 assists, but the stats look fine and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. That's good to see. Shake Milton been getting a lot more minutes, but with everybody healthy, if he's gonna give you value, it's mainly the insane efficiencies. Took 14 shots, 9 for 14, 26 points. Matisse Thybulle got his 21 minutes, no defensive stats. He's another guy that if you want defensive stats, I prefer him over Danny Green. Although Danny Green hit more threes. And on the Indiana Pacers side, Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon, their 2 best players, have been struggling lately. They do this every single year. They start off the season really hot, and then they just fall off once we get to the second half of the season. The defensive stats are not existent, especially with Malcolm Brogdon when he was averaging 1.6, 1.7 steals. He did not have a single steal this game, and I believe last game he also had 0 steals. A couple more games like this, his steal number is going to go back to 1.1 or 1. Right, that's where he should be. He should still be a top 40 player, in my opinion, because the assists he gave you, the points, and the efficiency from the free throw line. But yeah, and with all the guys coming back, the Karis LeVert is going to be back. TJ Warren is still we don't know when he's coming back, but Karis LeVert might be back. Don't know how that's going to impact some of those guys' value, like Justin Holiday. Is he still going to get 30 minutes? Maybe, maybe not. TJ McConnell, 24 minutes. He has fallen off quite a bit. No steals here. 5 assists is nice. You still hold on to him, see what happens. If Karis LeVert come back, that might impact some of those guys' minutes. Maybe Aaron Holiday lose all his minutes. We don't know. So hold on to those guys, see what happens. Let's move on to the next game. The Denver Nuggets beating the Chicago Bulls. Michael Porter Jr., 35 minutes. The most encouraging thing to see is he got 35 minutes. I understand there are a lot of guys out on this team, but he could give you, his ceiling is top 25, top 30. Really, like he can average close to 18 points and 9 rebounds, a steal and a block, hit like 2.5 threes in good efficiency. I think that is top 30 value. Can he get the 35 minutes? Can he average 35 minutes? I think he can if he can really earn Mike Malone's trust. Like Malone, if he's playing great defense, sure, Malone is gonna play him because at this point he should be better than Will Barton. He should be better than Paul Millsap. He should be better than Gary Harris. He should be the 3rd best player on this team after Jamal Murray and Jokic. So you hold on to him. If somebody try to sell high on Michael Porter Jr., I would buy it. I would buy a top 60 guy, but that's as high as I go, right? Somebody might think, hey, Porter Jr. with everybody out, once they coming back, he's gonna play 20 minutes, 25. You can't trade a top 60 guy. Like a guy I would be pretty comfortable trading. Let's see who I want to trade. Currently in the top 60s, right? I think he should be better than Mikal Bridges. Like I would make that trade, even though Mikal Bridges' steal numbers has been low. If the steal numbers go up, Mikal Bridges can also be a top 40 player. But I think overall, Michael Porter Jr. should be better than Mikal Bridges. Those guys are pretty similar in fantasy, to be honest. But I think Michael Porter Jr.'s upside is better. He should have more counting stats and more blocks. Jokic, great game. Not much to talk about. Filled up the stats sheet. Steal and 2 blocks, 14 rebound, 9 assists. I mean, just a 8 category monster. Jamal Murray, this is the problem with him, is he give you points and nothing else. If the efficiency fall off, there's really nothing there. Monty Morris, they got a lot of games this week, Denver, but based off this game, he played 33 minutes, only had 4 assists because Jokic is taking a lot of the assists away. So I'm not interested in really streaming him. If you need assists, sure, but he doesn't give me anything else. The steals, he's really not getting any this season. Will Barton, 14 points, also worth streaming, but the upside is quite low for all those guys. On the Chicago Bulls side, Lauri Markkanen is going to be back soon. I think if you can sell highs on Zach LaVine, you do it. You do it. He has been shooting over 50% from the field, and he's got a lot of usage with Lauri Markkanen out. With those guys, with the games Lauri Markkanen played, Zach LaVine's usage is not as high. It's not that high too. It's still high. He's still the number one guy, but Lauri Markkanen gonna take some usage away from Zach LaVine. If you can sell him for Paul George, I would do it. I think Paul George should be better than Zach LaVine. This is the one guy. Or you can sell him for Jason Tatum. Both guys should be better than Zach LaVine, in my opinion. So if you can do that trade, if I were you, I would do it. I think most owners, they might just take the trade. It's pretty lateral. The values are close, but Jason Tatum should be on per game basis should be much better than Zach LaVine, in my opinion. Patrick Williams and Garrett Temple, those guys get minutes every game. They're not really doing much. I'm not interested in. Kobe White played 37 minutes, the highest on the team. Interestingly, I mean, just a week ago, Satoransky was playing 30 minutes and Kobe White was getting fewer minutes, and they were worried that Kobe White may start losing minutes to Satoransky. That hasn't been the case. A good game here, really good game here. 20 and 10, 3 assists, but again, no steals. For the season, I mean, that's got to be a record. For the season, he's averaging 0.3 steals, 0.2. I don't know if anybody can help me find a guard over the years. When was the last time a guard played, even for a center, anybody that played over 30 minutes a game, which Kobe White is at the moment, and average like 0.2, 0.3 steals? Can anybody find a guy like that? I don't know. He's been historically bad. It's got to be a record. Getting those steals. Blocks, I mean, a lot of guys don't block any shot, right? That's understandable. But steals, 0.3 steals, that is scary. While Kobe White is not getting any steals, Thaddeus Young got 5 and got 28 minutes. I thought Wendell Carter Jr. come back, it's going to take some minutes away from Thaddeus Young. That's the case for some games in the past week or so. But this game he got 28. Just like I said, he's averaging over 4 steals a game and 1.5 steals. There is no any other power forward in the entire league that's putting up over 4 assists and 1.5 steals. Right? Any big guy. I mean, Jokic is one guy. I don't remember any. I can't see anybody else. I don't recall anybody else doing the same things Thaddeus Young is doing. So you hold on to him. He might lose some value if Lauri Markkanen comes back. But at this point, who knows? He's playing so well. He deserves to get this minute, so you hold on to him tight. Let's move on to the next game. The Jazz losing. They have been dropping a lot of games, the Utah Jazz. Bogdanovic played really well, 31 points. This is a sell high. He even got you 3 steals. We know Bogdanovic this season is not going to be last year, where he averaged 20 points. He's going to be very up and down. I would sell high. Package him and a Thaddeus Young for a top 40 or 50 player. Like, I would do that trade. No worries. He's very up and down. Royce O'Neal hit 2 threes, 2 steals. That's good enough. A streamer. Rudy Gobert, 5 blocks. I take those. Really good game from Rudy Gobert. And Donovan Mitchell, 8 assists is really, really good. No steals. You want to see him get more steals and, get to the free throw line a little bit more, and he can be a top 50 player. But yeah, it's just the field goal is be bad, and I don't think it's gonna stick with him for the rest of his career, right? So if you ever draft Donovan Mitchell in the years to come, you make sure you punt field goal. It's tough. He really hurts your field goal on such high volume. Mike Conley, only 10 points, but that's okay. 8 assists and 2 steals. Really good game. Still very strong from Mike Conley. Hopefully he can, take the All-Star break off a week and just get healthier. Jordan Clarkson is a must roster guy. 20 points. He's very consistent, getting up 14, 15 shots. Coming off the bench for this team. So 25, 5, and 1 steal. Good game from him. For New Orleans Pelicans, Brandon Ingram. 26. I mean, this counting stats look okay. Did not attempt a 3-point shot. That's a bit interesting. And I just want to see him getting up to 1 steal. If he can average 1 steal and 0.7, 0.8 blocks, I think he could be a top 25 guy. He's already a top 30 guy. So just really need to up his assist numbers. Where is Brandon Ingram? Yeah, 31st. He's already 31st. So not that far off on 25th. Because from 25 to 30, the values are pretty close. After a big game or two, he could move up to 25. Zion Williamson, also a great game. Bad from the free throw line, 1 steal, 10 rebound, 6 turnover. But most importantly, they beat this Utah Jazz team. Steven Adams, if you want rebound, sure. Him and Hernan Gomez, they've been splitting minutes from time to time. Adams had a few huge games. If you want rebound, sure, he's pretty consistent giving you those rebounds as a big guy, but pretty much negative everything else. And as a big guy, he's not blocking a huge number of shots, so not really interesting. Eric Bledsoe has been getting a lot of steals, so they also got like 5 games left this week, so it's worth taking a look, stream him, see where it goes, because he's been getting 35 minutes. And anybody out there getting 35 plus minutes every single game is worth a look, no matter how bad they are. Lonzo Ball, a great game. 2 blocks, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. And he has been shooting the ball really, really well. He could be if he can average 6 assists, he'll be a top 40, 50 guy. Maybe not quite as good as his brother in fantasy, but pretty bloody good. Josh Hart, 7 rebound, 13. You mainly grab him for the rebound. He give you that exactly. Let's move on to the next game. This game went to overtime. The Brooklyn Nets beating the San Antonio Spurs. The Nets, Harden, what else can you say? If you bought low on Harden when he was on the Rockets before he got traded, or the first couple games as a Net, because he had to share, congrats. We know KD is out. With KD coming back, he's not going to average 30 points. Well, we understand that he took 23 shots here. But he still average around 25, 26, maybe he'll be more efficient, giving you more assists, right? And the scary thing is the steal numbers is still low for Harden. And he's already the 5th ranked player in 9 category leagues, averaging 1.1 steal. If that goes up to 1.7, 1.8, he's a top 3 player. So still good for Harden. Kyrie did not shoot the ball well, but not much to talk about. If he can stay healthy, that's the biggest thing. And this game against the Spurs, they had to go big because, again, Jakob Poeltl, DeAndre Jordan played 35 minutes, while Nicholas Claxton played 17. Claxton is, per minute wise, he's pretty scary. Maybe more scary than Robert Williams. I don't know. 1 steal and 3 blocks in 17 minutes. The biggest problem is just not getting enough minutes. If DeAndre Jordan ever gets hurt, I think he's worth a pickup. DeAndre Jordan played 35 minutes. At least stream him. Occasionally he can get 35 minutes and give you huge volume stats. Had 3 blocks here as well. Joe Harris, this is the problem with Joe Harris. 3 threes and nothing else. Bruce Brown, if KD continues to be out, he's worth a look. He's been playing quite well lately. Quite well. Jeff Green is out this game, so maybe that's why some of those guys get a bit more minutes. But Bruce Brown is playing really, really well with KD's absence. On the Spurs side, DeRozan, 11 assists. This season, his ranking is pretty high, like top 30, top 35, because he's got insane efficiency, and the assist number for him is really high, 7 assists this season. So good game. Just want to see him get more defense. Trey Lyles not interested, and let's talk about LaMarcus Aldridge and Jakob Poeltl. This game, I understand it's just one game. Poeltl played 36 minutes. So Poeltl, if somehow, especially in category leagues, if somehow he's still out there, you have to grab him. Just run, do not walk. Grab him. Still in the block. He can average 2 blocks for the rest of the season, and even a steal. And he's gonna be a huge rebound guy, give you a huge field goal. He can help you win a league, in my opinion. Just pick he's like a Jarrett Allen, right? If you can play 36 minutes pretty consistently, that is just scary stuff on Poeltl. You gotta grab him. For Eldridge, the Spurs got a lot of games left. He's not gonna be this game, but just so you know, for everybody to know, if after this week, because they still got 5 games left. If he's gonna miss a back-to-back, you drop it, right? The man is pretty washed. Maybe he's not healthy, we don't know, but he's really washed. And the cliff, he really dropped off a cliff. It's very disappointing. At this point, yeah, you can stream him, but don't roster him full time. There is really not much upside. DeJounte Murray played 36 minutes. 8 assists is good, 19 points, no defensive stand. And guys like Keldon Johnson, Derek White, they should all come back. And when they do, I think Lonnie Walker and Trey Lyles going to lose their minutes. But I think Pirtle, the role, if he's just going to play more minutes than Eldridge. But there will be games where he played 25 and Eldridge played 20. Or maybe Eldridge plays 25. But Pirtle at this point is a must roster. Let's go on to the next game. 2 more games. The Cleveland Cavaliers beating the Houston Rockets. They've been on a winning streak, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They lost 10 straight, I think, and then won a couple. Isaiah Okoro played 33 minutes. I think this guy, and he's pretty good. Had a steal and a block, 5 points. That doesn't look so good, but he was a plus 19. And lately, he's been playing really, really well. He's a pretty good defender, getting you those defensive stats. For the season, he's averaged over 1.2, 1.3 steals and 0.5 blocks. So if you need defensive stats, he's worth a look. Dean Wade played 20 and not interested. Jerry Allen continues to play really well. 5 for 7. Good to see him not go to the free throw line, so he doesn't hurt your free throw. 15 rebound, a block. He can average, honestly, 11 rebound and 2 blocks for the rest of the season. He has been freed. Colin Sexton, great. Maybe a sell high. 39 minutes. The problem with him, again, bad from the free throw. The problem with him is just the peripheral stats. But 2 steals, 8 assists is really, really good for him, and 40 points. Darius Garland, 30 minutes. Efficiency is still rough, but got you those 7 assists and 3 steals, 5 turnovers. You take it. Can't really complain about his production. For the Rockets, Daniel House hurt himself. But it's like all the guys on the Rockets, I don't know. No one that I'm particularly interested. There's some guys you want to stream, like a Jason Tate does have some upside with the defensive stats, but not that exciting. PJ Tucker played 38 minutes, didn't do anything, and this guy Justin, he's like their only center left. Wood should be back after All-Star break, but if Wood continues to be out, you want to pick up this guy. He played 32 minutes here, had 3 steals and 2 blocks. So you stream him until Wood comes back. Oladipo played 41 minutes. Again, bad efficiency. Same thing with John Wall. Both guards put up big stats. But the rankings in 9 category leagues is not going to be high ever because those 3 efficiencies are bad, right? Oladipo had 3 steals and a block, while John Wall had 1 steal and 1 block. Both guards had a great game, and it's going to be frustrating to own them because they're going to miss a lot of games. Gonna miss some back-to-backs, and any injury they're gonna be out for like a week. So if you want to buy low on John Wall especially, yeah, you can do it. Again, not so good from the free throw line. 9 for 12 is okay. Not like horrible 50%, but if he's gonna be a 75% free throw shooter on high volume, that means there will be nights. There will be nights he goes 8 for 8, and there will be nights he goes 8 for 16. There will be weeks where he shoots 50%. When that happens, that really hurts you. Let's go on to the last game of the night. The Charlotte Hornets losing to the Blazers. Actually, a lot of people had great games on the Blazers side this game against the Charlotte team. Gordon Hayward was out, so LaMelo Ball, just their best player. 30 points. He should be a top 40 player for the rest of the season, and I wouldn't trade him for a top 40 player, to be honest. He's just so good. 5 threes, 8 assists. He can really do it all. The efficiency is his only problem. Everything else is so good. Terry Rozier, 20 points, but the 4 steals, 47% is okay, but the 4 steals is a surprise. Terry Rozier continues to be the surprise. He was getting drafted, I don't know, like the last round. Nobody really want him. Right, last year he averaged like 17 points and nothing else on very, very low efficiency. This year I don't really know what's gotten into him. Maybe playing in empty stadiums, his efficiency has been insane. But I view him as a top 70 or 80 player. I don't really see him as a top 40 or top 30 player where he currently is in 9 category leagues. PJ Washington, we talked about him. He was a minus 21. He struggled massively, but I wouldn't drop him after this game. I still hold on to him. Bismack Biyombo played 28 minutes, and Cody Martin. Those two guys, if everybody continues to be out, you can stream. And Malik Monk, also 19 points and nothing else. You also want to stream him for points and threes. Miles Bridges got 28 minutes, but okay stat. Still in the block is good. Not too excited. They got a lot of injuries going on. Devontae Graham, Gordon Hayward, and Cody Zeller at the moment. And on the Blazers side, I talk about Carmelo Anthony. Good stuff from Melo. Damian Lillard, 35 minutes and okay game. 3 steals and 10 assists. Good to see him, Damian Lillard, getting those steals. But only 1 for 2 from the free throw line. That's interesting. Gary Trent Jr., they got 5 more games. You got to roster him, hold him, and, drop him after this week is over. Kanter, only 24 minutes. You got to sell high on Kanter. When Nurkic comes back, he's going to play 20, maybe 15 minutes. Who knows? Maybe the most he can play is probably 25. And, he's going to lose half of his value when Nurkic comes back. Try to sell him if you can. Wow. Robert Covington had one of his best games of the season. 38 minutes, 8 for 11. He was shooting below 40%. Had really shot the ball really, really well. And when that happens, he's top 40 guy. If he can shoot the ball this well, maybe top 30. 2 steals and 2 blocks. Good to see, man. It grabs you 10 rebounds. Derrick Jones Jr., they got 5 games. If you want some defensive stats, he can give you those. So sure, stream him. That's it for all the games. See you guys later.